We're back with more 660, can you believe it? This one is a great song for beginners to play because the strum pattern is very simple. The chords are all open and easy chords that beginners can pick up quickly. So if you're a beginner, welcome. Consider subscribing. We teach new songs every single week. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to teach you each of the chords as I teach the song. So without further ado, let's rip straight into it. So the song starts off with a C chord, which is also the key of the song. So to play your C chord, you're going to put your first finger on the first fret of your second string. Now when we're counting strings, we're always counting from the thinnest string to the thickest string up here. Okay, so first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth string. So we're on our second string and on the first fret of that second string with our first finger. Next, we put our middle finger on the second fret of our fourth string. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then lastly, we're going to put our ring finger on the third fret of our fifth string. Okay? And that's our C chord like that. We may as well talk about our strum pattern while we're here. So, the strum pattern for this song is very simple. It goes bass, down, down, bass, down, down. Now, when I say bass, I'm saying try and pluck this bass note of the chord, which is the lowest sounding note of the chord. So for a C chord, for example, we don't play the lowest E string. Instead, we're playing the fifth string as our bass note, that C note right there. So you play the bass note once, and then you strum the rest of the chord twice. And then you play the bass note once, and strum the rest of the chord twice. Okay? Like so. So that's our first chord, C. And we play bass, down, down. The next chord is a C/B, or a C with a B bass. What we're doing is we're going to keep our C chord as it was, and we're just going to take off our ring finger, and then we're going to move our middle finger up one string. Okay, so he was on the fourth string, now he's going up to the fifth string. Okay, and then we play that same strum pattern. Bass, which is on the fifth string again, down, down. Okay, so it's like we're stepping down, so it's going C, down, and then we change. So you can sort of hear that sound of it, the chord walking down a little bit, so it goes C, G with a B. Okay, and then that lands us to our A minor chord. So an A minor is first finger on the first fret of your second string, where it's been the whole time. And then we're simply going to put our ring finger on the second fret of our G string, or the third string. G string on the guitar, not the G string on your butt. And your middle finger is going to go to the second fret of your... And middle finger is going to go to the second fret of your D string. Okay? And our bass note this time is that open fifth string. Okay? So let's put that together so far. We've got C, C with a B, A minor. Now for the A minor chord, we're going to strum that through twice as much, okay? So twice as long. So bass, down, down, bass, down, down. Okay, so let's do that again. Ko mana tōku maunga is C, C with a B, A minor, to A minor again. Okay, now we're on to our second line, and that's going to go Ko aroha te moana. So for that, we're going to play an F chord. Now, F is tricky because it is a bar chord. So you can either play it as a bar chord by barring the first fret, all of the strings. And if you're a beginner, this chord is going to be a little bit tricky, but I'm going to show you a variation you can play with it. Then you're going to put your middle finger onto the second fret of your G string, or third string. And then you're going to put your little finger on the third fret of your D string, and third fret of your A string with your ring finger. Okay, so if you know an E chord, it's like an E chord, but you move it up one fret, and you put the bar down. So that's an F chord. Okay, so at this point we'd play F, the bass note being on this lowest sixth string. So bass, down, down. Now, if that chord is too hard for you, and you're in a rush, like you need to play this song like for school assembly next week, even though it's the holidays, there's another way you can play it, and that is by simply, just like, okay, so form your C chord, and then all you're going to do is you're going to move your middle finger and your ring finger down a string each, meaning, so your middle finger is on the second fret of your D string, it's going to go to the second fret of your G string. Your ring finger, which is on the third fret of your A string, is going to come down one to the third fret of your D string. Okay? Now, your bass note then would be where your ring finger is on the third fret of your D string. It's an F bass. Okay? So if you need to play an F quickly and you haven't got time to strengthen up your fingers and learn the bar chord, you can just play it like that, just with those three notes. Does it sound as good? Not quite, but it's still technically correct. Okay, so F, then we're going to go back to C for aroha, and then G. Now, G chord is our middle finger on the third fret of your lower string, your first finger on the second fret of your fifth string, and then your ring finger on the third fret of your first string. Okay? G. Bass note is on this lowest sixth string. Okay, so our second line will be Ko aroha, F, C, te moana. Boom! We got through two lines of the song. Now the third one, Ko whānau tōku waka. Ko whānau is C. Now instead of going to our C with a B chord, what they're going to do is they're going to make it an E7 chord. A nice little change there. So if you put your fingers onto the C with the B bass that we learned, our second chord, all you're going to do is you're going to move your first finger up one string now. So it was on the first fret of your second string. It's now going to be on the first fret of your third string. E7. And your bass note is this low E down here. Okay? So, ko whānau goes C, E7, and then we're going to go to waka, A minor. And for the A minor, we're only going to play it once, so bass down, down, and then we're going to go to a bit of a passing chord to our F chord again for bass down, down. Okay? So our third line, ko whānau tōku waka. Okay? So that's our third line. And then our fourth line, which is our little turnaround, is going to be ko au e tū atu nei, is going to be C, G, back to C, twice. Mahon. Okay, shall we play our verse through? With the first half of the verse done, so let's play it through. We're going to go back to the top. Here we go. Ko mana tōku maunga. And I'm rap singing. E oha te moana, G, G, C, E, A minor, to our F. Here we go. Ko au e tū atu nei. Boom. Then what happens is it's going to repeat that through and the lyrics are going to change. Okay, so that's your whole verse done We're almost done, guys. Hang in there. Now we're going to go to our pre-chorus, which is our kind of sad sort of sounding part. The ahakoa pāmamau is going to be A minor for that whole line. A minor, A minor. So we're actually playing that A minor 4 times, if you think about. So it's bass, down, down, that's once. Bass, down, down, that's twice. Bass, down, down, bass, down, down. Okay, so that's our first line. Ahakoa pāmamau. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to go to C. Okay, so again, for that C chord, you're going to play that through 4 times as well. Then we go back to our A minor for 4, for the Though You Are Far Away. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I Hold You Near, we're going to go F twice. So you play the F twice, and then you play the G twice. Okay, then it repeats, the pre-chorus part's going to repeat again, so that's the A minor for 4. I'll keep the home fires burning. C, so you can see clear. 3, 4, and then back to the A minor. Kia maumahara. Then we're going to go F for 2, F, and then G for 2. Okay, boom, and then we're back to our beginning. We're back to another verse. Ko mana toku maunga, which you already know how to play, you beautiful people. Alright guys, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Please, please, please consider subscribing, and also drop me a comment with what song you want to learn next. I'm old and I don't really know what songs you guys want to learn, so I find that really helpful as well. Follow me on TikTok, see you on Instagram. God bless you guys, let's do this again next week. Bye!